Thank you for clicking on the video. Welcome back to the channel. This is another review for I was going to say the Love and Marriage. Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 6, Episode 12, We Got a Monster issue. Seriously, who comes up with these damn titles? Because sometimes they're really like, oh, okay. And then other times it's like, what? Anyway, Betty, we are picking up, with this family drama over there at the Stormy estate. And Betty comes outside, Junior comes outside, Aunt Lisa don't really want to be bothered. They refuse to sit down and talk. They get nowhere. They get nowhere. It's I guess it is what it is. Moving on. Martell is in therapy. And he done dropped in on his therapist after hours. She said, I don't usually take. I guess she had to make that known. I don't normally do this. I don't normally be meeting with Martell late hours for therapy sessions. So she don't normally do this. But Martell got his therapy session tonight. And she asked, let's talk about your holistic lifestyle and balance. Let's talk. Have you been doing your homework? All that. Martell says things are challenging. He got mad at his mama tonight. He kind of done fuss. He done went back and forth with his mama, with the babysitter. He says it's always an argument when he asks his mother to watch the children. And we're gonna let's stop. Let's dive into that, because grandparents that do give resistance and that sort of thing, I just don't understand. Because okay, you've lived your life, but do you not realize this is a part of being a grandparent? You can't grandparent from afar. Like you have to be hands-on sometimes. You're going to have to babysit sometimes. You ain't doing nothing, Marlene. What, you got a hot date? Girl, please. She's trying to be out having drinks, going to get bingo. Going to do bingo or whatever she does. But, girl, Martell just needs you to watch them kids so he can go film a scene over here at the therapist. Like the village sometimes don't be wanting to be a village. Sometimes, I have friends who deal with that sort of thing. Like I myself have dealt with that sort of thing. Listen, grandparents, I get that y'all think y'all young and spry, and you still got a life. I get all of that, because hopefully one day I'll be a grandparent. But I'm not gonna be the grandparent that's gonna be like, nah, baby, I got something to do, when I know I ain't got nothing to do. Because, girl, you ain't had nothing to do. And especially if it's all the time, then when I stop asking, then when you stop getting invites, then it's a problem. See, don't nobody got time for that, Marlene. Anyway, we going to move on. She asked about his father. He say his father's somewhere in Huntsville. He's not one of those people that blames where he is in life, who he is as a man, all of that. He's not one of them people that blames it on his father not being around. He takes full accountability for the piss poor man that he's grown into. Like, you got to give some of it to daddy. Give some of it to Daddy Martell. Give some of it to your daddy. Give majority of it to your mama, because Marlene, child. Anyway, he was incarcerated for most of his life, and so they don't really have a relationship. We did I remember when his dad did come and film a scene with him. They were fishing, and he said his dad came around a couple of times after that, but he kind of fizzled out after that. They reconnected, and then he kind of just went ghost. He kind of pulled away. He talks about his younger brother a little bit. His therapist thinks that it's time to start reevaluating some of these relationships and start, you're a different Martell. You're going to have to start showing these people you a different Martell. Bottom line. All right, Kimmy and Maurice. They have date night. They have invited Tisha and Marceau out with them They're gonna do some type. I don't know if they painting glass. They doing something, you know, some little activity. And Maurice comes in. And first of all, Maurice, I don't understand why he does this type of stuff to Kimmy on camera, because like, Kimmy's not one of them people. I don't take her for one of those people that, you know, takes these type of comments that Maurice makes when he makes those very misogynistic comments like, oh, washing dishes is your department. Kimmy be looking at him like, what? Like, don't try to play me. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't act like I'm that girl. Don't do that. You know, like, don't do that. Maurice does that a lot. Anyway, she need him to get his son on the same. You talking about washing dishes? Well, you need to talk to your son about washing dishes. Don't tell me to wash dishes. Talk to Maurice Jr. about washing dishes, because he don't want to do no cleaning at all. Anyway, Tisha and Marceau get there. They needed the date night. Tension's been a little high because now they got to move into an apartment. I understand. Of course the tensions are high. Y'all ain't gonna give us that, but we get it. I get it. It looked like y'all had just finished fussing in the car on the way over there, but she, you know, Tisha gonna come in with a smile on her face, semi-smile on her face. But anyway, you know, they talk about Kimmy's grievances with I was going to call him Monster, but I don't like calling him Monster, with Maurice Jr. And again, Maurice just doesn't see things Kimmy's way. Like, he just doesn't see it. He feels like he's both of our son. No, he's not. Stop playing. You know, stop acting like you don't understand why she's at this place where, you know, like at this, you know, she's kind of like in the middle. Like, I can't go full throttle. I can't just bust in your son's room, going off on him like he's my child, when that's what you should be doing. Because you as well, you know the expectation that I have for him as well. And so why aren't you backing me up? Marceau's saying the same thing, like, you supposed to back her up. He like, I don't have to. No, yes you do. And he understands it. Maurice understands it. He likes to play. He likes to play. He loves to play. He thinks that she kind of Kimmy, speaking about, he thinks Kimmy tiptoes around Kiowa's feelings. And she's like, well, yeah, because she's his mother. Just like I have to tiptoe around your feelings as well, because you're the paternal parent. Like, what are we missing here? I don't understand. Tisha thinks that it's time for Kimmy to start having Kiowa around a little bit more, and, you know, kind of start communicating with Kiowa. And Maurice says, well, he's been trying to foster that relationship, you know, for years now. Marceau says, well, if you having parent meetings and stuff like that, you just can't be leaving Kimmy in the middle of the meeting or before the meeting begins to navigate, you know, co-parenting with your ex-wife. No, we can't be doing that. And then of course Maurice makes excuses. He's just never accountable. It's really aggravating. Moving on. Martell has his brother over. His brother's name is Montez. He is, I wouldn't say fresh out of jail, because he says that he's recently off probation. He done with street life. I mean, I would hope so. How old is Martell? I feel like Martell is like 41, something like that. And he said he's 6 years older. Like, yeah, that would make your brother about my age. Come on now. I would hope you would be done with the street life by 35, 36. I would hope you would have been done with that by 30. By 28, you should have been wrapping it on up. Should have been wrapping the street life, wrapping it on up. But you a late bloomer talking about can't help me. Excuse me, sir. But he the brother that will blame everything, all his troubles, all his decisions, all his life choices on his daddy not being around. Saying, well, we practically was raising ourselves. I know it. I know it. Both of y'all, I know it. Martell likes to protect Marlene, but Marlene was not around there. Marlene was in them streets. She was a young mama. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I don't believe Marlene dropped the ball in plenty of ways. And now she's doubling back, in her senior years. Oh, you sold on, oh, my baby. Hey, my son. Hey, my son. Girl, please. Save it, Marlene. Please, Marlene. Anyway, Martell, he hopes that his brother can turn it around. He shares what helped him, like he shared with us before, that ROTC did the thing. Whoever was in charge of it, they made an impact on Martell, and he turned it around after that. Got involved with sports, all of that, because he was at the alternative school. Jess was at the alternative school for fighting and whatever else. And we have to dive into that. What you fighting for? We know why you fight, Martell. We know why. We know why you're angry and why you're upset. Marlene don't want you to tell us, but we know. we already know. Anyway, he also says getting married. Getting married did it. Getting married grounded him for sure. Being with one woman. And I'm like, you was with one woman, Martell? Don't change the narrative. Don't change the narrative now. Granted, I get what you're trying to say. Having a wife, having a spouse, having an equal is important. However your equal comes, it's important to have partnership in life, doing life. Listen, it just is. I don't care what these folks trying to say. Listen, I'm pro-marriage all the way, and not because I'm married. Even if I wasn't married, I'm pro-marriage. I'm pro-marriage for sure. Okay, go on, get married. Get married, long-lasting marriages at that. That's what we want around here. I don't know what these people be trying to say. I feel like, oh, marriage is a joke. No, marriage is a business. Excuse me, it's not. It's not. You just didn't marry the right one. Say that, but don't knock marriage as a whole. And I know I went off on a tangent, but I'm just saying. Martell's brother is recently married, and so. I don't know. He gonna help him out. He gonna help him out. Like I can't run down their whole conversation. But he's gonna help his brother out. He talks to him about the Black Expo that's coming up. He invites him to it, tells him you should show up. You want to get into entrepreneurship. This will be a great opportunity for you to come out here, connect with some people, get some phone numbers for your Rolodex. It's gonna be good if you can come on down. Montez is looking forward to the Black Expo. Kimmy and Maurice and Kiowa, they and Maurice Jr., they have a sit down, for a family meeting. Maurice shares with Kiowa that Maurice Jr. has been doing a boot camp, and Kiowa's like, okay, yeah, I hear all that, but maybe this little boot camp situation, maybe things need to be adjusted a little because I don't know if it's working. The chores still aren't getting done. She understands where Kimmy is coming from. Kiowa tells Maurice Jr. that the changes that need to be made, of course, are on him. You're gonna have to just do it. Like, what's going on? He says that he's unmotivated. Okay, now we have to figure out, well, why? Why are you unmotivated? What's going on? Are you depressed? Like, what is really bothering you? His mom, of course, she want to have a conversation. We're going to have a side dinner because I want to dive deep into this because what's going on, Because, of course, Maurice is a drill sergeant, and he what's his face? What's his face? Maurice Jr. like, I ain't always making a face. You don't seem like you're receptive to this. What is that? You don't seem like you're receiving what we're saying. There's a face for that. Yeah, it'd be like, oh, okay, yeah, I understand what you guys are saying. Great, I can do that. But no, what you got is kind of like stoic, like you don't want to. So you're provoking him, and why? Why? You can see the disposition that this child has. I don't want to do this. Y'all got me doing this on camera for one. I don't want to do this. People think that kids, teenagers, whatever, that they don't have the wherewithal like to understand what's happening to them. Y'all want to film a scene. So it's good to get him in the scene, and you're going to poke and prod and bully, basically, some type of response out of him. What you want him to say? What you want him to say? Because you don't do nothing no way. You're not hands-on anyway. So please. That's probably what Maurice Jr. thinking. Oh, now you want to talk. Because some cameras is rolling. This camera's out my face. He is going to have to prioritize, though. You're going to have to prioritize, you know, your chores, you know, what you got going on. I don't know why you're not motivated, what's going on, but we're going to have to tighten up. Kiowa feels like it could be because Maurice Jr. excuses himself at some point. And they continue the conversation. Kiowa feels like it might be because he's away from her. You know, like, could it be that, you know, he got some emotions and feelings and he don't know what to do with them, because he definitely can't come to you with it. So maybe I should be around a little bit more. Maybe I'll start coming around a lot more. And so they agree, you know, he need a little bit more FaceTime with mama. Cause I don't know where Maurice be at. I don't know where he be at. I guess work, meetings, you know. He say, oh, when you're an attorney, you can't miss it. Please. Oh, I just, Anyway, Kimmy feels like Maurice expects him to be this grown man right now without the tools that you're supposed to give young men. You know, like, as moms, we can't do it. You're going to have to spend more time with him. And by time, we mean, like, not just taking him to school, to and from school. That's not spending time. The whole car ride, you fussing. No, that's not spending time. We talking about go take him to a football game. Go to the movies with him. Go to the arcade with him. Go play basketball with him. Go do something, an activity that is engaging with your son, as opposed to fussing at him the whole car ride to school and back from school and whatever y'all doing for boot camp. He really be acting like you don't understand, but you get it. You absolutely get it. Anyway, Storm. I don't want to go too deep into it, because we revisit Kimmy and Maurice later on in the episode. Stormy and Courtney. I don't know where they coming from, where they going. They in the car. Of course, they talk about the business. They're gonna have to basically fire everybody in the warehouse. They have to do some rehiring because or they have to do some hiring, not rehiring. They got to do some hiring. Regular folk though, not family, not folks they know. It's not really working out like that. Courtney had to fire his best friend. She had to fire her cousin Junior. Productivity has to increase, and so that's the changes that they have to make. Courtney brings up Betty and Lisa and how their conversation went. And of course, Stormy says, you know, she ain't wanted to go like that. She ain't wanted to go left, but things really backfired. She thought that by Betty and Aunt Lisa seeing that Junior and Stormy, you know, were on good terms, that they would, you know, fall in line, but it ain't work like that. It didn't work like that. Stormy is, you know, it makes her sad though. And it is sad to see your mother and aunt going back and forth like that, fighting like that. And it just brings discord to the whole entire family. Stormy wanted to take the family on their dime to Jamaica for a family trip. Betty already didn't want to go from the jump. Oh, I ain't going. Oh, you said everybody? Oh, no, I'm not going. Girl, you can't put it to the side. This is all expense paid by somebody else is wanting to pay. And you can't go? Cause you mad at your sister. It's other folk gonna be there. I'd have been like, what time we going, girl? Just tell me the dates. Just give me the dates. Cause I'm there. Well, I don't know what's wrong with her. Anyway, back over there with Kimmy and Maurice. Like I said, they have a drink now. Kaya was gone. And they're carrying on the conversation. Kimmy thinks that Kiowa, Maurice Jr., and Maurice should go to family therapy. This seems like that's something that they could benefit from. And he gonna say, oh, y'all can go. Oh, why we can't go? She looking at him like, why I need to be there? And I'm with her on that. Why does she need to be there? She don't need to be there. Maurice, stop trying to include her like she's saying, he's taking it like, you're like, oh, he ain't your son now, like he ain't yours, like she's separating herself, like she's like a bonus parent, but she is a bonus parent. And sometimes when it comes to familial issues that involve the child, the mother and the biological mother and biological father, they need to be the ones dealing with all of that. You trying to drag Kimmy in it, and Kimmy don't want to be in it. That's y'all. Y'all deal with that. Because that's y'all's child. I didn't birth him. She did. Maurice is really trying to drive that point home. And it's very, please, don't do that. Please don't force it. Don't force it. You're doing a lot. Kimmy agrees that, she should be involved in family meetings, but the last family meeting that she went to, you left her all by herself. And so now what? And of course he ain't like that. He ain't like that. He feels how he feels. Kimmy feels how she feels. They're not going to agree on it. They're just not. Maurice is not going to get her to sway on that. Like, yeah, we can have a therapy session, get together at some point, but y'all need one. Y'all got to figure this out. And then he's like, oh, since you want to have me talk about family meetings, I feel like you need to have more meetings with Kiowa. Kimmy like, for what? Because y'all got things in the past that y'all can discuss. I ain't got nothing in the past I need to discuss. It's in the past. I don't need to discuss nothing. Something is wrong with Maurice. He's very passive aggressive. He manipulates, and he thinks he does it well. And no, like how he does it. For Maurice, with me, it's always his body language that makes me uncomfortable. And it's mainly because he really thinks that he's one of those men that thinks that he's so much smarter than women. And so he can just say whatever. And in this instance with Kimmy, like he's trying to manipulate the whole situation. And it's like, this lady is telling you, you are the problem. And yeah, you gonna make it about Kimmy and Kiowa. No. You're the problem. You don't do enough as this child's father. Do more. Do better. This is what we're saying. This ain't got nothing to do with Kiowa and Kimmy's issues. And now you're talking, okay, now, well, I'll just set up a meeting between you and Kiowa. Okay, and she can get stood up. Like, the fuck? I ain't got to go. He really said it like, oh, I'm going to set it up. You going. I don't have to. I'm not. Crazy ass. Anyway, Kiowa and Junior, they go to dinner. Junior say, because she asked him all them questions. What's going on with you? Are you upset? Are you depressed? Are you sad? Do I need to come back? What's going on with my baby? And he say he got people to talk to. He just don't want to. No, you're going to have to talk to somebody. He say he rather talk to himself. Nope. That's not going to do. That won't do. You can't just consult yourself when life throws you difficult situations. You just cannot. You just cannot. You just cannot. You know, she suggests, she said, would you like it if I did come back around a little bit more? You know, like I can do that. And he said, you know, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I wouldn't be opposed to that. So, you know, she gonna be a little bit more present. She gonna be a little bit more present. But anyway, y'all, that's really where we end. I went all the way back through Maurice and Kimmy because they bounced around with that, and it's like, why? Just give me the full on. You know, we ain't need to bounce over there to Kiowa and Junior, back over there with Stormy and Courtney. No, just give me the full throttle because we was in Kimmy and Maurice's living room for at least 3 scenes. Anyway, I got other reviews to do, so let me get off of here. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Call Me Busby, and I'll chat with you later. Peace and light.